welcome. Why is that dying? There we go. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Yes. Just a 1 hour Man City stream it. I did watch the game. I mean, not live. So I was in Waardam watching Zult Waardam Club Brugge live, which is why I wasn't live yesterday. The plan was I'll go home in time to watch the Man City game, and I'll do the Man City stream. Maybe I'll be 15 minutes late, and we'll be chill. That was delusional. When I was home and got to watch the game, it was already the 70th minute, so I didn't bother to do a watch along. I just decided, let's start this game from the beginning and let me watch it like not live but like on playback, and that's what I did. Now I knew the score, so I knew we were gonna win. But it was a poor start. I'm gonna be honest, but mostly positives. And I'll talk about the positives last, because there's not a lot of negatives to talk about. I did see some other streams from LB and from just one name out there, and from some other channels, and big up to them. I mostly agree with what they're saying, but I see, you know what, this year, I agree with what people are saying, but it's the thing that people aren't saying that I do just want to point out, because there are negatives. Not a lot, don't kill me, but there are negatives. That's the nature of the beast when you're a fan of a big club. There will always be something that could be better. So, I think I'll start with the negatives. The start of the game was slow. Like, very slow. And I think the players needed time to adjust. Now, I'll look at Rangers at the start of the game. He was, it's clear he's not used to the Premier League. Okay, no worries. Give him 5 games, he'll be used to that. I don't care about Rangers. 5 games, he'll be used to Premier League football. He'll stop making those mistakes. More importantly, what I noticed is Silva played good. Don't get me wrong. Silva played good, but Silva still had a tendency to turn around with the ball, which I just don't like. But he did play good, Silva. And then the last negative, and now I'm really stretching, the last negative is that Doku played. I'm really stretching here for the negative. So, with all the negatives out of the way, let's get into the positives, which should give me about an hour of content. Because this was a really good game by Man City. I'm just gonna go through all the players one by one, as I always do. And then I'll talk about the game in general. I'm going to be honest, I don't think this game told us much about the players individually. I think what this game showed us is what the manager is really gonna do. And I think that's about it. I don't think we saw anything of any individual player here. Like Trafford. How many shots did he concede? I think maybe 2 at most. 3. He conceded 3 shots, but none of them were particularly threatening. I expect a goalkeeper to make those saves. So, there was one thing with Trafford, actually. He got pressed high up, and he almost gave the ball away. Almost a very silly way to lose the ball, but, I mean, almost is not entirely right. He didn't lose the ball, so... Even I can't really say anything negative. I can't say anything positive, though. He wasn't tested. So, Trafford was just there, and that's what I like here. When your goalkeeper can just be there, doesn't have to do anything, not with the ball, not shot-stopping wise, just is there, that means you played a really good game. Because I look at Diaz and Stones and Lewis and Aït-Nouri, none of them got in trouble. Diaz and Stones, I mean, we know that this is a great partnership. Stones will get injured, let's be honest. But when Stones is fit, he truly is the best centre-back in the Premier League. He covered 9.5 kilometers without getting injured. Which is, I mean, it's something. He played 80 minutes of football without an injury, guys. I need you to realize. Man City fans, I need you to realize. John Stones played 80 minutes of football without an injury. 80 minutes. Bro, that is generational from John Stones. Make up to Johnny Stones. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna be honest with John Stones. And we did not see anything new from him. We knew that this is his level. This is John Stones' level. But he will get injured. That's his problem. That's his problem. I like that he came off with Husanov, giving Husanov a chance to play, rather than just playing the entire game and getting injured. I like that he got substituted off and that Husanov played. I think off the bench Husanov played well, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Rico Lewis, I don't think will be the regular starter, but I do think that Husanov is... I do think that Lewis played this game mainly because Nunez would get booed. I think that's the logic here. I think Matheus Nunez will play most games. Rico Lewis, again, this is not something that's new to me. I see a lot of people say he played a really good game, and he did. Don't get me wrong. Rico Lewis played a very good game, but this is not news. When the team around Rico Lewis is good, Rico Lewis is good. When the team around Rico Lewis is poor, Rico Lewis is poor. He always matches the level. Which is why I don't think he's good enough to be a starting player for Man City. Because when you're a starting player for Man City, you need to raise the level, not just match it. But nothing new that I don't think he'll be starting right back. I think this was just for the Wolves. So for the back four, I mean, what can you really say about this back four? We barely got challenged. Wolves was very poor, attacking-wise. Or maybe you could say the defense was incredible. Diaz, comfortable game. I like this defense. I think this defense is a lot better than what we were last season. And in large part, that comes down to midfield actually being a midfield. Rather than just a dysfunctional what have you not. Rangers. Guys, baller. Look at this. Rangers lost the most duels, 10 in the match. Okay, who cares? This is why statistics are useless. Like, if you look at this, oh, he only won 4 of his 13 ground duels. He lost his aerial duel. I mean, this means nothing, does it? Aerial duel, I do expect him to win, though, because he is a good player in the air. But that doesn't mean anything. What I did notice is that both Lewis and Ryan Aït-Nouri pushed up very high, and then Gonzalez came down a bit, which meant that he doesn't have to receive the ball with his back to play. Same with Rangers. Rangers did the same thing. Well, they didn't go up, but Rangers went down to receive the ball so that Gonzalez wouldn't have to do it, right? Because that's what people complain about. Oh, Gonzalez can't accept the ball with his back to play. Okay, you get other players to do it. You get the fullbacks to go up to alleviate space. You get Rangers to come down to receive the ball. But I can't remember the minute. I think maybe the 60th minute. There was a ball played into Gonzalez, and there was a player behind him. Maybe it was Gomez. He just took the ball, took it with the inside of his foot, flicked it behind his leg, turned it around, and was gone. So he can't accept the ball with his back to play. I think when people say, oh, we can't do this, I think it's nonsense, to be honest. But even if you think he can't do that, clearly, there's ways to go around that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be him. He doesn't have to come and collect these balls from deep. Just put just put Rangers there. Just have a fullback come down, or have fullbacks push up so that you get more space. Have Stones do that. Like, there's so many options. I really don't think that people complaining about Gonzalez make sense. Interesting statistics here. Gonzalez completes the most dribbles. I mean, this is why statistics are useless, aren't they? Nico Gonzalez completes the most passes. Yeah, fair. And covered the most distance. That does not surprise me. He runs a lot. Last season, we needed runners. Now we've got runners. Rangers Nico Gonzalez, they can both run. They can both put in a shift. Even Bernardo, I think he ran quite a lot. By the way, Bernardo Silva created the most chances in the match. I mean, again, these statistics are useless. He got 9 kilometers, so this is actually a midfield that runs, as opposed to when we had Gundogan, Kovacic, Silva. That was dysfunctional. So I loved watching this midfield. We just moved the ball so comfortably. And I think forget the first 30 minutes. After that, for the next 60 minutes, we moved the ball very comfortably. It was going... You know what I mean. Every time, one touch pass, one touch pass, one touch pass. And I loved that. I loved that. It was very quick, just... it was on rhythm. And... I mean, this is a complete transformed midfield. Last season, this midfield would have been torn apart. If we played against Wolves. This season, this midfield had no problems. Man of the match will be Van Aken, by the way. Campbell is not man of the match because he scored a goal. Yeah, Thiago finally scored for Brentford. I've been telling people. I'm not gonna bother. I didn't bother recording a vlog. I told people about Thiago, yeah? He's gonna be a banging striker in the Premier League. He's gonna be a banging striker once he gets over the 1,000,000,001 injuries. But yeah, Gonzalez did play, which I think is the most important part. A lot of people are talking about Gundogan will play, or this player or that player, maybe Kovacic, which then makes sense because he was injured, but I did see people say about that. Gonzalez played. Just Gonzalez. Which I think is a great sign. It means Pep is finally gonna trust this younger player to come in and play these games. And you can find ways around that terrible receiving ball with his back to play, which again, it's such nonsense. This is something that only came up after he got benched. Yeah, because if this is true, yeah, people would have been talking about this before he got benched, not after he got benched. I think he's a terrific player, to be honest, and I'm very happy with this entire midfield, even Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva, according to Footmob, is the worst player in this midfield here. I think all the midfielders were about equally as good. Rangers did score a goal and got an assist, which I'll talk about later. But I think this entire midfield, if you look at the performance for against GA, was about as good as each other. And I think they complemented each other. Bernardo Silva, very comfortable on the ball. I know it's Wolves. And Wolves is not going to press you as much. Wolves is not going to be as difficult as... Newcastle, for example. Newcastle is going to be a lot more difficult. And against Newcastle, I'd rather have Foden or Cherki in midfield. I'm going to be honest. I think for against, like, a Wolves, a Crystal Palace, this midfield is just fine, to be honest. Then the right winger. Guys. Is it too soon to say that Bob is generational? It is too soon to say, but oh my days, he was running circles around this man. How did he not get a goal? It's honestly criminal that he did not get a goal. He was running circles around that Wolves defense. I know, the entirety of Wolves was poor, sure. But that Wolves defense had no idea what they were even doing. Let me pin this message, by the way, Rosa. I've just got this hanging in here. I think Oscar de Bob, if he's fit, should be playing a lot of games next season. I think, yeah, because you look at Oscar de Bob's injury, it was just a bone breaking. I mean, don't take that out of context. When you break a bone, it tends to heal back better. When you get like a muscle injury, like let's say you like do your ACL or you do your hamstring, you're fucked. But to put it bluntly, you're fucked. When you're like just having a bone injury, like a broken shin, or which was the case for the Bob, I believe, or a broken arm, as long as it's not your joints, as long as your joints aren't getting fucked up, or your hands or your feet, you tend to be fine. And that's why I was never worried about Bob's injury. He might get like a few muscle injuries here or there because he's just back. But even then, he played the full 90. He looked comfortable. He didn't look like he was afraid to step on his feet. Because sometimes you have that, right, after an injury. That you don't want to put your weight on your leg. Doesn't seem like Bob really notices that he was injured. So Bob just played a blinding game. And Wolves just got not to keep up. I predict that Club Brugge will win that game, by the way. I mean, this is a bit silly. We'll talk about Shetki in a second, but that's a bit silly. Haaland, we'll talk about him last. Doku. Now, I am going to give you a quote. Not from me, but from a Belgian commentator. A Belgian commentator said what I'm about to say. Not my words, a Belgian commentator. I'm paraphrasing. When you have a striker like Haaland, when you play with a striker like Haaland, 10 assists is not good enough. You should be looking at 15 assists. Doku is not getting 10. Not good enough. Words of a Belgian commentator. Not my own, of a Belgian commentator. So, before you call me racist, the commentator was black. Right. And I love Yumaba, so there you go. Double whammy. That's I have a black friend card, isn't it? Doku. I don't want to be too harsh on him, because it's just Wolves. And I do have to say for the Doku, I don't think he's good enough for the Man City. That's nothing against him. Just not good enough. I mean, it's that simple. I think when the entire team played great, Doku was the outlier. And not in a good way. Doku was the one player who did not play great. He played poor. Even. Just could not find Haaland. Cannot communicate. Doesn't know where he runs towards. I'm sure he completed some dribbles, but... yeah, he completed one dribble. Doesn't do anything. He really doesn't do anything. That's a problem with Doku. He didn't even win his ground duels in this game, which he usually does. We've got better options. That's the truth. Savio is not an option because he might go. But if Savio leaves, we're getting Rodrigo. So, Doku is not touching that left wing ever again. But on the right wing, you've got Foden. And you've got Sherky. And you've got Bob. And Bernardo Silva. So, Doku is not touching that right wing either. I'm gonna be honest. I think this is Doku's last season for Man City. Doku has to do it now. If Doku does not do great stuff this season, he's gone. That's just because how good the rest of the team is. When the rest of the team is as good as this, you need to match that level, and if you can't, very unfortunate, you'll play for 18, 17 other Premier League teams, but not for the Man City. That's just the way it is. Yesterday, Groningen against Heerenveen, 2 times suspended. Oh, what happened in that game? Rangers is a baller, and let me talk about his goal and his assists now. His goal is just simple. His goal is just, okay, I run forwards and I get the ball. I mean, that's just simple. I don't know what to say about the idea behind it, but the finish, that's a great finish. We knew that about him. We knew that he can bring those finishes. So, I mean, there's not much to say. It's just a great goal. I think the assist is a lot more interesting. Because you look at the assist, and by the way, the goal that Rangers scored was assisted by Bob. The assist he got was because Bob and Rangers played the ball together, and Rangers got into the box. Where he could have shot, by the way, but he was smart, which I'm about to get onto. I think Bob gave the ball to Reinders at just about over the halfway line, and Haaland was completely dropping off in his run. Haaland was completely backing off, and Reinders and Bob were just running up. And Haaland was unmarked. Because why would he be marked? He's pretty much playing as a 10. He's playing as a 10, he's coming to the box to crash it late. And Reinders is playing as a striker. Reinders up there with Bob. Then Bob plays the ball into Reinders. Immediately, that defense converses upon Reinders. Because of course you do. But now Haaland is crashing the box late. Which I just think is so great by Haaland. The intelligence to say, I'm not gonna run. I will not run. Because when I wait to make my run, and I come in behind Reinders, I'll get the ball and I'll score. Great intelligence from Haaland. Even greater yet from Reinders to be on the ball, check his shoulder without losing the ball, get the ball backwards, get it into Haaland, who scores a very good second goal. I was about to say third goal, but that was his second goal. Both of them just play so well together. And Haaland's got a few more touches than he usually does, I think. I'd say he's got 30 touches this game. Where does it say? Touches. Where does it say how many touches a player has? Didn't I just see this with Goku? Where does it say that? Am I stupid? Touches. Oh, yeah. He only got 13 touches. Ah, okay, no. He definitely got a lot less touches. But he was playing a lot deeper. Which I like from Haaland. I like when Haaland plays a bit deeper. Not Harry Kane deep. Never let this man play like Harry Kane. But I like when he comes a bit deeper. And when he just allows himself to come to the box late. Because that's how you scored a tap-in. That's how you scored that tap-in. I mean, it's not a tap-in. A tap-in is what his first goal. His first goal was a tap-in. His second goal is just a good finish. That's not a tap-in, is it? But that's how he scored those goals. And if you look at the treble season, so many goals happened when he was just in the box, pulled back a bit. He wasn't blasted on the back line, he just pulled backwards from the back line. And by doing that, he got space, got the ball, and scored. And that's why he scored 36 goals that season. By the way, he just scored 2 goals, which is the same amount as he got against West Ham, now that I think about it. Which means that Haaland... Oh, wait, let me check this. I think I'm onto something, guys. Transfermarkt Haaland. I think Haaland scored once against Burnley and once against Chelsea in the previous 2 seasons. And in neither of those seasons we won the treble. But in the one season where he scored 2 goals at the start of the season, the treble season, we won the treble. Let me quickly check this. I might be waffling. Yeah, 1 goal against Chelsea. Okay. And now Burnley. I can't really remember this. I think he scored only once. Come on, Transfermarkt. He scored a brace. Okay. Burnley doesn't count. Burnley is a relegation club. Doesn't count. Burnley got relegated. You can't count them. Okay. Yeah. But no. Just Haaland, isn't it? But this is the thing, though. Haaland always starts the season better than he ends it. Because he starts the season great, and then he gets tired. Because he's in a lot of physical battles, yeah? Haaland will be fighting centre-backs 90 minutes straight. Which is why he gets exhausted by the time it's January. And then he picks up a minor injury. And then he comes back after a month or 2 and it takes a while to get back up to pace. It takes about a month to get back up to pace. So I think with Haaland, we need to rotate him a lot in the first half of the season. We've got Marmoush. We've got potentially Rodrigo coming in. We've got Bob. We've got Sherky. Foden as well, who some people call a striker. We've got players who can play instead of Haaland. I want this guy, when we are winning 3-0, take him off. Winning 3-0, 30 minutes to go, take him off. I don't want this guy to be playing full 90s unless it's a big game where it's tight, or it's like we need a goal, right? If we're like winning 2-0 against, I was gonna say Southampton, can't win 2-0 against them, can we? If we are winning 2-0 against Burnley, take him off. Like winning 2-0 against Burnley, 70th minute, take him off. Rotating this guy is going to be the key to a title run in, where he's going to score in every game. Rotates the big man. It's that simple sometimes. Brilliant player. I don't know why people don't get it yet. I really don't understand why people don't understand. You get what I mean. He's clearly the best player in the Premier League. Oh, but he's scored stopping. Who cares? He's clearly the best player in the Premier League by a country mile. And, I mean, he's going to win Player of the Year this season. He's going to score 30, 40 goals. And when you score between 30 and 40 goals, you win Player of the Year. It's that simple. So he will win Player of the Year. That's for sure. But, some people just don't understand. Rangers is a ballad, absolutely positive. Goal Volendam, 2-2 against AZ Alkmaar. Rangers is a real performer, big time. He's a big game played as well. And if you look at AC Milan, big games, it just, even if he's bad in big games, he gets the goal, he gets the assist. So, he either provides a great performance, or he provides GA, or he provides both. He never leaves you without a thing. Never. Especially in big games. Which, by the way, Haaland is, statistically speaking, a great big game player. But people won't talk about that. Goal league, I know that. Next, Tottenham at home. Yeah, we will talk about that in a minute. Tomorrow, Leeds United Everton. Relegation topper that will be. Leeds United. That's being played tomorrow. Yeah. I'd have to say Everton would lose. Win, sorry. They did get Grealish. They're looking to get someone else as well. They wanted Rico Lewis, but that's not gonna happen. Hull City beat Oxford in the 94th minute. Hull City is massive. What can you say? When you're big, you're big. When you are big, you are big. Look at that. Beautiful. Lancashire. That was a great play, wasn't it? Lancashire. I don't think this is the same guy, though. Oh, he was a Tottenham player. He's a Europa League winner. Oi! Absolutely massive, this guy. Absolutely massive. Anyhow. And Michael's chat was Feyenoord prime head loss. Did Feyenoord lose? Not Feyenoord won today. Feyenoord. They did win. Dender lost 2-0 to Anderlecht, not very surprising. At the begin, firework, and after the goal, Heerenveen, Groningen, so Beards of Cups of Beer. Beards of Cups. I mean, remember when Arsenal fans were throwing cups of beer to De Bruyne? Yeah. Nah. Yes, no. 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 Just no. No. And respectfully, fuck no. Fuck no. Anyhow. Before I get onto the substitutes, I do have to talk about Rico Lewis. I did say I'd come back to Rico Lewis, didn't I? We didn't learn anything new about Rico. If I'm being completely honest with you, I said this on Blue Friday's show a dozen times. I said this with Calc. I said this when I went on to other channels. Rico Lewis will always match the level of the Rico Lewis will always match the level of the players around him. We knew this. But when you play a great team, Rico Lewis will be great. When you play a poor team, Rico Lewis will be poor. So we knew this. We knew this. So he played a great game. Don't get me wrong. That assist with Haaland was terrific. But I just don't know what this tells us about Rico Lewis, to be honest. I'm really not sure what this tells us. Now, you know what I would like to see? Man City play 5 games with Rico Lewis as right back. 5 straight games. And we're bored in 2 of those games. But Rico Lewis gets us to win. That shows me that Rico Lewis is not dependent on the players around him. He wants to stay. He has said that he wants to stay. I doubt he is leaving. Maybe it's homegrown, maybe it's whatever. He can play right back, midfield. He'll probably play right back most of the season, if we're being honest. I don't mind him playing against weaker opposition. I don't mind him playing in Champions League against the weaker teams. I don't mind him off the bench. I don't mind when he plays an FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. I just don't want him to play against Liverpool, against Arsenal, against Man United. Against these teams, well, Man United. Man United. Let's see what Man United are doing right now. Oh, there you go. Calafiori, Man United. But I don't want Rico Lewis to be playing against these top teams. But if he's gonna play against Crystal Palace, gonna play against Wolves, against Brentford, I don't mind. Just not against the top teams. I loved yesterday's match. I completely agree. I think it was a great game. By the way, Vasco. Vasco da Gama, how are you guys doing? You're still in relegation. Hey, you've got 3 games in hand. You win your games in hand and you're out of relegation, mate. Take up Vasco. But yeah, it was a terrific game. Just passing as well. It was good to watch. I have not enjoyed watching Man City since the treble season. The 4-peat season, yeah, we were winning games, and I was happy for the trophies, but the football was shit to watch. Let's forget about last season. Last season did not happen. The season before the treble, I thought we were very boring. Yeah, we won the league title, but I thought we were very boring. 2021, I actually thought we were pretty entertaining. 17, 18, and 19, 20, I think we were entertaining. 19, 20, 18, 19, and 17, 18 is what I meant. 19, 20, I think we were boring. So there's been a lot of moments where I think Man City has been boring to watch in our recent history. The treble season was one of those moments where we were just great to watch. I think this game was so good to watch. It was so refreshing. It was fluid football. It was just flowing freely. It was just like all the players had great technical ability. Like, name me one player on this pitch without, maybe Trafford, but name me one outfield player on this pitch that doesn't have great technical ability. Even Doku. Doku has great technical ability. He just doesn't have the intelligence to use it sometimes. So I think it's just very enjoyable to watch when you have that. But not only when you have the technical ability, but the pace. Look at Reinders. He's got technical ability. He's got pace and power. Same with Nico Gonzalez. Technical ability, great passing, and pace and power. Which is represented in these statistics, by the way. He won the most duels. Was fouled the most. Nobody cares about that. Covered the most distance. And completes the most passes. This is a bit silly though, because it's not like he's dribbling into any dangerous areas, is it now? So when you dribble into nowhere, you're gonna win your dribbles because defenders won't follow you. But just every single player brought technicality, which made it great to watch. Which has been the first time since the treble season for me. Nobody like the Silver. He gets. Silver did play. I already talked about Silver. I already talked about him. Played just fine. Anyhow, today is a big game for us. You guys played today. I didn't even notice that. Oh yeah, this is today. Oh, where can I watch this? TV and streaming. Watch. Oh, how expensive is this? Oh, well, 1 second. I'm registering an account here. I want to watch Brazilian League. If it's less than €5, I'm buying it. Why is it not loading? Oh, come on, load. 1 second. I'm buying a subscription to Brazilian League football. As long as it's less than €5. It's €10. Fuck this shit. I ain't paying €10. Nah, scam. Absolute scam. There you go, let me close that. If that was less than €10, I would have, sorry, than €5, I would have bought it. But gods, last season, we now think that happened. Okay, is that Chatavolier? I get it. Yeah, I get it. Sasha Tavolier got Club Brugge transfer nieuws. I'll check that out in a second. I'll just open Twitter. And I'll check that out in a minute. €10 is hefty. Bro, scam. But just the Brazilian League. I have a €25 subscription, which gives you Belgian League, Premier League, Eredivisie, La Liga, Bundesliga, European football, and the second division of the Belgian League. I get 7 leagues. I get 7 leagues with that subscription. €25. And they want me to pay €10 for the one subscription to the Brazilian League? Nah. Thoughts. Shame on you. I'll check later. Give me a minute. I'll check later. Anyhow. Mateus Nunes. I'm not sure why he's rated so low here. I'm not sure why he's rated so low by Footsmob. I think he played just fine. He didn't do anything going forwards. He didn't really have time to do anything going forward. I mean, by the time he came on, we had already scored twice. Yeah. But, I mean, I think he did not play because he was going to get booed by the Wolves fans. The moment he came on, he was getting booed. Mad boos, bro, for Nunes. Which I do think is unfortunate. But, I mean, when you leave a club that way, that's gonna happen. Like, let's be honest. Imagine if a Man City player left that way to join Arsenal. Arsenal are not our rivals, are they? But imagine a Man City player leaves that way to join Arsenal. You're gonna be pissed at them. You're gonna think, fuck this guy. And when that happens, you're gonna get boos when you play for the or at that stadium again. Unfortunate for him, but I think he will start against Spurs. He looked just fine defensively. Didn't really have to do anything going forwards. Nico O'Reilly. Yeah, he played. I think it's interesting that he played in midfield as opposed to at left back. Because when he was warming up, I thought Nuri was going to come off. But no, he played in midfield. He played as a midfielder, where that is where he wants to play. But he's happy to play as a left back. I think he's going to be a bit versatile. What's his name? O'Reilly. I think O'Reilly is going to be a bit versatile. I think one game he'll play left back. I think next game he'll play midfield. Like in the 10, sometimes in the 8, sometimes in the 6. But he's great with a player like him. When you can play in the 10, in the 8, in the 6, and at left back, all at high level, that's very great, isn't it? So, O'Reilly just looked okay, not much to say about him. I do like that Pep played him in midfield. I do like that. And I like that Silver went off as well, because Silver, or not just Silver, but a lot of the uncles last season, they would play 45 minutes, 60 minutes very well, and then the level would drop because they're old and tired. But we took the old player off, the uncle, at 66 minutes. We allowed him to rest, which I really do like. Rusanov, who I'll talk about Shetty last. Rusanov, to be fair, I think it's a bit of a mistake to bring him on right at the end there, when the game was played and done. I think it's a bit of a mistake, no offense. But Rusanov played really good. Rusanov, just running up and down, just that's what he does. But it's not like he really got any moments where he had to defend. Like, he didn't get any moment to prove himself. He didn't have to do anything. We saw that he was quick once when Wolves went forwards late. But, yeah. He had to run once, as I said, where just Wolves, I think Wolves came down the right, and Rusanov was just sprinting back. And that's, I mean, that's about all we can say. It just didn't have to do much, did he? That's just 7, yeah. Apparently he did have 3 ground jewels, though. So I think he played okay. I want him to play more. I don't want this guy to be coming on for 8 minutes at the end of games. But I do think that's a bit of the problem that Rusanov will face at Man City. He wasn't supposed to be here yet. Rusanov was supposed to be a player that we're going to buy in 3 years from now. And then bring in. And then come through Man City. I think that this is a player who's way ahead of trajectory. Played some good games, don't get me wrong. But he's way ahead of trajectory. And we simply don't have the squad space yet for this guy to be starting every game. I don't mind. I don't mind, to be honest. As long as he doesn't mind. But he needs to get the minutes he wants. I think first game of the season, I get it. But when you play against a weak team, like Burnley, when you play in the FA Cup, when you play against a team like, I don't know, throw me a team, Leeds, when you play against these weaker teams, Man United, I do want Rusanov to play these games, the weaker games in the Champions League. You get my point. I'm going on and on now. I can keep going, but you get my point, right? I want him to get minutes. I really do. And I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. I get it. First game of the season. Go with what you know works. Ryan Cherky. Now, I just realized I have to do something. I have something. Give me a moment. There you go, I found it. I have found it. Guys. I've got a job to do. I've got a job to do. So, not Nuri. Shetty. I think about Ryan, I go Nuri. Shetty. You know what? Let me get a better one. Ryan Shetty, goal, Man City. There you go. Beautiful. Better than the entire United attack combined. There you go. Beautiful. I have been holding on to that since June the 19th. Since June the 19th, I've held on to this. It's been halal. I have waited. I have kept my receipts. Finally. Finally, we have been awarded for our patience. Which is just waiting until the new season starts. At which time was you at Zulte Stadium? during the game. When are you gonna be at a stadium during the game? When the game was being played. Are you gonna look at such a... I'm not done with this yet. I will look at that when I'm done with this. Yes. Be patient. Anyhow. What was I saying here? I mean, Baller. Cherky, Baller. I'm not sure why he didn't start the game. Actually, I know why he didn't start the game. He did not start because Bob had to play, Silva had to play, and Doku had to play, and Cherky was not going to play on the left. Next time, start Cherky. Our next game is Tottenham. Against Tottenham. Let me do a lineup build here for Tottenham. Let me flip this. 4-2-3-1. Where are we at? Why is it not for... Oh, here. Line up versus Tottenham. So let's just quickly do this. I mean, Trafford is non-negotiable. Can't even discuss that. Nunez, I think, will start. I think Nunez will be playing against Tottenham. Again, I talked about this earlier. Lewis played a good game, but we know he matches the level. I also think that when he came on, Nunez looked very good, so no surprises there with anything. No, thank you, I'm not buying that stuff. Thank you for the advertisement. Who's going to be the centre backs? Who are going to be the centre backs, so? Because what is the Guardiola situation? Guardiola. Only the 31st of August. So when's that? When is that? Man City. That's the 4th game? 5th game? Yeah, the 4th game. He's back for the 4th game. I'll doubt he'll play against Brighton. Okay, so Guardiola is out. Okay. Do we go Stones Diaz? Because Stones just played, but... I'm trying to think here. Centre backs are the most difficult. I think Diaz easy. I mean, Diaz will play. I mean, that's no conversation there. Diaz will play as a centre back. I mean, this is also no discussion. And then, oh, by the way, I forgot to check on Foden's injuries. There you go. Foden. Why are all these players getting why are these players getting shot in the street, bro? Are these players in fucking street fights or something? Kovacic is... Wait, what? Kovacic is not ready. We will see about tomorrow. Okay, that's Kovacic. That's not Foden. Come on. Why are all these players injured? Okay, Cherky then. Easy. Cherky. Just put Cherky in. I don't care. I don't care. Bro, I'm trying to see something. I am trying to live. Oh my mush. This attack. The way Cherky and Bob just play together. It's beautiful. And then Nuri can push up. Nuri can push up. Marmush can go inside. And Marmush can bounce off Haaland. Pause. I mean, this is just a glorious attack. Especially when Matheus Nunes pushes up. And then in midfield, I put Nico G. Because what Nico G does here... at least this is what he kind of did against Wolves. Is he'd drop down a bit. He'd help come around here. Beat this older player in this defensive system. And then you had Tijani. However the fuck you spell his name. There you go. Then you had Tijani Reinders here, who was just free to go wherever he wanted. Tijani was free, bro. And then you have, I suppose, Stones. I guess Stones. I don't want... I mean, maybe, because Tottenham do have some fast... Excuse me. Tottenham do have some fast attackers. They have, potentially Savio. That they have Kudus, who is a fast attacker. I think Solanke is pretty fast, I'm not sure. But they have some fast players there. Whatever his name is. Or... the guy who scored in the Europa League final, but it was actually an own goal. Johnson. They've got some attackers there, so maybe Gustinov makes more sense. On a purely tactical level. So I guess something like this. So the defending is a bit woeful, but if you can let Nunez come back a bit more, then you've got a bit more of a defensive shape. And Nico and Reinders, they can interchange, which is the most beautiful thing about them. These men can interchange, bro. They can fly and stuff. And if Matheus Nunez pushes up, I know they can stay back a bit. I don't think his defending is as bad as what people make it out to be. I think he defended well in this game, by the way. I mean, again, Daniel gets challenged a lot, but he did defend pretty well, I think. He won most of his tackles. He got some clearances. 11 clearances. Got some interceptions. I think people overstate how bad he is defensively. I don't think he's a bad defender. I think people really overstate that. Again, it's Wolves, I know, it's just Wolves, yada yada. But here's the thing, right? When people say, it's just Wolves. Oh, it's just Wolves. Listen. We're not winning the league title because we beat Wolves. But, we won 4-0. You're allowed to be happy. I know. Just because we beat Wolves doesn't mean we're winning the league. But if you can't be happy after we beat Wolves 4-0 on opening day, what are you doing? I'm sorry, what are you doing? If you can't be happy about winning opening day. Again, as I said at the start, because I always start out my streams with negatives and I end on the positives. It was only 5 minutes of negatives in this stream. But there are some negatives, and one of those negatives is that I think Doku was pretty poor. So, yeah, some stuff has to be better. I think we started a bit slow. That has to be better. I mean, that is such a small part of the game. And I see people on Twitter complaining. Now, I do have 3 working points. So, I do have 3 working points. I'm saying this like I'm Pep. I am Pep now. You listen to me. I am Pep with long hair. I am evil Pep. So, first working point. Trafford. Please pass that ball sooner. Because you saw from Trafford, yeah, when he got pressed. I think he did this twice. He almost gave the ball away to Wolves. But he also did for Burnley in the Premier League. When you're in the Premier League, need to be a bit faster. Trafford, that's short working points, but otherwise can't really fault him for anything. Doku, don't play him. No offense. Don't start him. Off the bench, great. Starting, not so much. And the last working point, I guess, would be... I don't know. I really don't know. If I had to give a third working point, I guess the Rangers don't lose the ball as much, but that was only the first 30 minutes. I feel like that's a working point he solved in the game itself. So when I, Mr. Negative, can only think of 2 real problems, I think it's a pretty good game. Again, Wolves, I know. I don't need people to tell me, oh, it's just Wolves. I know. But it is a 4-0 win. Goal Antwerp. Big up to Antwerp. PSV has won a game. Congratulations to PSV. What website? Let me put the link in here. Yeah? Let me put the link in chat. So that you guys can see this. There you go. So this website, you can see all the injuries of Man City players. It's only for the Premier League. This only follows the Premier League. The players are... Rashford and robots. I mean, listen, I don't care if a player is robotic, but I don't think any of these players are robotic. I don't think Haaland is robotic, because I think Haaland was very free in this game. Sure, didn't get a lot of touches, but he was very free. I don't think Trafford is robotic, because I don't really think that makes sense as a label for a goalkeeper. And I think from all the outfield players, they're just tacky ballers. Lovely to watch. No, I didn't. And I'm not gonna. I can't be bothered. Official, Jacob Ramsey to Newcastle. Oi, Big Steve, I was gonna say. Strasbourg Steve is not gonna be happy with that. I did not forget, I'm getting there. I am getting there. I am done now at Man City, now I'm going to do that. Okay? Stop complaining. Nada más. Prediction Man City Tottenham. I'll save that for my preview. I will save that for my preview. What is this? Right, Sacha Tavolier. How do you spell this name? Sacha Tavolier. There we go. Am I not following this guy? I don't really care, I guess. Yeah. Nobody cares. Oh, here we go. We already knew this. Yeah, make up to Diaco. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Let me ask Steve what he thinks about this guy. What do you think about this guy? There you go. I've asked Steve what he thinks about the scrubby player that Club Brugge have just signed. We are allergic to signing good players. We get the most scrubby players, and we either turn them into Premier League stars or we turn them into flops. It's like a machine. We are the machine that turns flops into bigger flops or into stars, I guess. That did not make any sense. You know what makes even less sense? People being angry about us winning 4-0. I don't get that. Honestly, tell me I'm a happy clapper, yeah? Go through my channel history. Tell me I'm a fucking happy clapper. You can't. You can't honestly tell me I'm a happy clapper. I don't get why people are angry about a 4-0. I'm not saying you can't be mad about certain things. There were 4 things. But to be angry about this game, I don't get it. And to round up on, Pep Guardiola, he did what he had to do a long time ago. This is what I said about Alex Ferguson for a long while. Why did Alex Ferguson have such great longevity? It's because when Alex Ferguson's tactics stopped working, Alex Ferguson went on and got a new trainer. Alex Ferguson in the 2000s stopped winning games. Stopped winning titles, should I say. Okay, I become the manager, I step back, get a coach to do my coaching for me. Change the style, do it in a different way. That's what Pep's done. Pep has brought in Pep Leenders, has brought in Toure, and he said, you know what, guys? You know what? You guys are the boss. You guys do the tactics. I'll be over here, I'll give my opinions, I'll give my thoughts, but you guys are doing the tactics now. And he's trusting these guys to do the tactics. We play a very different style of football. You don't see that Pep Guardiola. We scored 2 goals of a counter. We scored 2 goals of a counter. That's all you need to know. The way we've played, if the performance did not make you happy, if the win did not make you happy, if the, I don't know, the defending did not make you happy because we kept a clean sheet for once. If none of that made you happy, the style of play should surely make you happy. Assuredly, this game has more positive than it has negative. Every game has negative, don't get me wrong. I talked about that at the start of the stream, as I always do. But surely there's more positive than negative in this game. If you're telling me otherwise, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, because I like disagreeing with people. But you need to give me a very good reason, because I don't get it. Claudio Echeverri is injured. I doubt that he was booed by Tottenham fans. Echeverri is injured. You know what I mean? Injured. Anyhow, I'll leave it there for my one and only stream today. I've been on with Big Steve a bit. Keep saying Big Steve. I'm fucking retarded, I'm sorry. Strasbourg Steve, not Big Steve. I've been on with him a bit today. And I'm gonna go on that again. So, my apologies for the content not being very regular at the channel, by the way. Before I round up, I know I've not been the most active recently. I do have a lot of stuff going on right now. Starting September, like September the 10th, or something like that. I'll be active again like I used to be, but I do have a lot of stuff going on right now, so it is a bit difficult to be as active on YouTube as otherwise, so my apologies for that. Anyhow, thank you guys a lot, as always, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Alfred, and my mouse broke. I can't end the stream, my fucking mouse broke. I fucking hate this mouse, bro. These batteries are fucking annoying. There you go, it's working again. Alfred, now I can end the stream. Beautiful, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.